Alright, so I'm going to show you how to take apart a chicken. It's a very simple process. First thing we want to do is make sure that everything is clean and dry. We want to work with a dry board, dry chicken, and a dry knife to avoid anything slipping and obviously avoid cutting ourselves. It's also safer to work with a sharp knife, so hone your knife every time before you use it. Now place the chicken in front of you. You have the wings, the breast, and the thighs and legs. And the first thing we want to do is we want to cut that skin between the leg and the breast. And you want to make sure to use small cuts to make sure not to cut into the meat. I'm going to go ahead and take care of the other leg right now, might as well. And then we want to make sure to always clean our hands and always clean our knife before and after we use it. And then what you want to do is you want to hold your leg on one hand and the chicken on the other. And what you want to do is twist and you want to pop that bone open. When you pop that bone, it's very easy to see exactly where you want to slice your knife through. So just go ahead and slice your knife, put pressure on the carcass, not on the leg, and you see how it just comes off completely and you get a full leg, thigh, and drum. And you want to flip the chicken around and basically do the same thing to the other leg. Just pop that bone open and then slice your knife exactly right underneath that bone, putting basically the pressure on the carcass, not the leg. And you see how all the meat comes out, absolutely no waste, and it's very easy. Just let the knife do the work. Again, we always want to wipe our hands and wipe our knife. Make sure our board is always clean and dry. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take off the wings. So if we stretch the wings, we can very easily see where they begin and exactly where that joint between the breast and the wing, that's exactly where we want to slice our knife. Now when we slice through, we're going to meet the bone. But when the bone appears, basically, we can cut right around it. So if you cut around it, you can let the knife do the work, wing comes off, very easy, and the whole breast is preserved. So stretch the wing. You can see exactly where the wing ends, where the breast begins, and that's exactly where you want to slice your knife. Small cuts, and right there you want to make sure you preserve that breast. So make sure to cut right underneath that breast. And again, small cuts do the trick. Take your time. There's no need to rush. Once you get the wings off, we're going to take care of the breasts. Now, for the breast, always want to make sure we have dry hands, a dry knife, and we want to make sure our board is dry as well. We also want to make sure that we dry the chicken. We want to make sure that breast area is very dry to prevent the knife from slipping and cuttings. So if you pull the skin, you can very clearly see that line in the middle, in between the breasts. That's exactly where we're going to cut and slice our knife through. But right at the end is where we'll find the wishbone. So at the end of those breasts, we'll find the wishbone. Slice through, small cuts, one by one, and then you'll eventually get to the wishbone where you can't go any forward. Just tap your knife and you'll break the wishbone and you'll be able to cut through. And you see the wishbone right there is a very small bone, very easy to cut through with a knife. Move your chicken around, make sure to position it well so you can continue to cut through. Always in small cuts and always putting pressure on the carcass, not the breast. Take your time. You want to go slowly through this process. Obviously, watch your fingers. And as you see, just small cuts and then pull the breast. It just slowly comes out. And when I turn the chicken, you'll see that there's no meat left on that carcass. So as you can see, it's completely clean. And then you get to the top where the wishbone basically is. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut around it. Again, in small cuts. And you can see it very easily starts sort of peeling off. And then it allows you to see more. Move the chicken around. Make sure that to position it in a place where it's easy for you to make those cuts. And again, take your time. There's no need to rush doing this. Get rid of that wishbone. And then here you go. You've got a whole chicken breast. You've got the tenderloin right here. So this is your chicken tender attached to the breast. And then a full breast with absolutely no waste. All right, so we can put this aside and continue on with the second breast. So you want to sort of just repeat the same process with the second breast. Position it where you can hold it well, and then small cuts, putting pressure on the carcass and not the breast. And you can see how the breast just slowly starts detaching. So when you have enough room to place your fingers in between the carcass and the breast, do so that you can more easily guide the knife and pull on the breast as you cut. And that's it. I'll just go ahead and clean this bit off this breast. It's a piece of bone. And there you have it. That's your second breast. And here's your carcass ready for making chicken stock.